All right, so today I want to discuss something that's been on my mind for a little bit, the state of J. Cole in hip hop. So I feel like this is a very controversial topic because um, J. Cole over the last couple of years, he's become very polarizing within hip hop. And when I say polarizing, I mean you're either a fan of his or not. So I want to talk about the progression, of his career to where it is now with this newest release of KOD. So me myself, I've been a J. Cole fan probably since I've been introduced to him. First time I heard him was around 2009. I really started to like him definitely around the time. Well, the warm up is a great mixtape, but what did it for me was probably Friday Night Lights, and then I was pretty much on board. Wasn't a fan of his first album. Thought Born Sinner was great. Nice comeback to his underwhelming first solo project, and then of course he came with his classic album, I believe to be his best body of work, 2014 Forest Hill Drive, and then following up with the lackluster For Your Eyes Only, and now KOD. So talking about this at work and then just, speaking amongst my friends and everything, it's either you're a fan of him and his lyrical ability, his consciousness, the things that he speaks about within his music, or you just hate him. You think he's corny. So when I first became a fan of J. Cole, I liked that he talked about, things that maybe a Nas would have talked about or a Tupac would have talked about. But he also, had great songs that were about love or just having a good time, this, that, and the other. He also was more prone to hop on other people's music. He was more prone to invite other people to collaborate with him on his own projects. But with 2014 Forest Hill Drive, I feel like that kind of changed everything for him because he had such commercial success and critical acclaim with that album. He has been following that same formula ever since he dropped that album. And don't get me wrong, it's a classic, got great songs, great message all throughout. The delivery of the album, the rollout, it was perfect. It was his best thing he's ever done. However, For Your Eyes Only was trash, garbage, dumpster juice. Did not enjoy it. And now with this KOD album, I definitely feel like it's better than the For Your Eyes Only. However, he still has not been including features on his album. He's been sticking with that same formula. And quite honestly, I'm just bored of it. I always used to hear J. Cole was a boring artist. I'm like, nah, man, you don't understand him, you don't get him. Like, you gotta listen to the words. And now I've slowly become one of those people who's like, J. Cole's boring. Like, I can't do it. I know what I'm gonna get with him. He never surprises me with a different approach or anything like that. And then, the people that are still brainwashed and fans of his be like, nah, man, you're just not listening. He's deep, it's real rap, it's real rap. Okay. Now, in my opinion, I think the best rapper out right now for the last couple of years has been Kendrick Lamar. Now, the best artist is undeniably Drake. Just do a numbers check. I mean, if you're basing music off the amount of people that listen to your stuff, Drake is definitely running that. But in terms of straight up rapper and like the lyrical ability and making great songs and just great music, I'm giving that to Kendrick all the way. Because I feel like, people take precedence with lyrics over music. You can't do that. Like, it has to be like sonically pleasing. Like, when you're hearing a song, like the first time you listen to it or the first couple times you listen to it, like you're not gonna catch everything that the artist is saying, but something within the music has to capture you and definitely capture your ear in order for you to like it and enjoy it and kind of just blank out for a moment and just enjoy the music and not think too much. And I feel like J. Cole has taken on the approach of only making music to either make you think or just for social commentary. And quite honestly, Yeah, I can go to him for that, but honestly, when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to music to escape because I'm a grown man. I have bills. I know that the world is messed up, and everything isn't picture perfect, and there's racism, there's discrimination, um, all the things, like the different things throughout society. I'm totally aware of it, but I feel like J. Cole harps on these points way too much. Like within his last album, he had a song called Brackets. I think it was the corniest thing he could have ever done, quite honestly. Now, throughout the song, he's like delivering like a political agenda to how he feels like we should pay taxes. Now, it's a smart idea. However, I just don't want to hear about that when I'm listening to music. Of course, yes, I'm gonna listen to it. And then with the new era within streaming, where people are less likely to actually purchase an album, you know, he's relying on his name, on his namesake to for people to listen to his music, because it's so easy just to listen to a new project that's released due to streaming. But in all honesty, people would have not gone out and bought this album in huge droves if he just released this within stores back in the day, because he did no rollout for the album. He hasn't been on any songs really, like featured on other people's songs or anything. So he hasn't been bubbling or anything. He just straight up like J. Cole, and all his fans just go support him immediately. And then anybody who's just interested to see what he's talking about or what the music sounds like is just gonna go listen real quick. But the replay value, nah, whack. The first time I heard the album, listened to it twice at night, once in the morning, and I just, ever since then, it's like, put it to the side. I'm in no rush to listen to it, because J. Cole has become a preacher. And quite honestly, I don't go to rap artists to learn life lessons. Like, I'm learning life lessons out here in the field. Like, I'm getting it. I don't need you to explain to me how our tax system is messed up. Like, I'm a regular person out here in America. I don't care about your taxes, J. Cole. You're rich. Like, no. Talk about something that just makes people happy. Like, all he talks about are things that are almost negative in a sense. Like, I don't hear any positivity coming from his music. Like, and from his latest album, I honestly feel like he took some of the themes that were within Kendrick's Lamar Damn album, by, where Kendrick had the feel and the love and the lust and the humble, and he incorporated like certain traits or things that humans do, and like morphed it into an album to where it was almost like a masterpiece, in the sense where it just had great continuity, and you could get the message within the first listen. J. Cole did something similar on this KD album, where he had a song talking about alcoholism. He had a song talking about, cheating on women. He had a song talking about loving people through the internet, how that's become, popular through social media and everything. He had a song about taxes. I hated that. And then he had a song about addiction, motive. It's just, I personally feel like this album doesn't have great replay value, and he's honestly grown stale in his approach to how he delivers music. And I really was a fan of J. Cole, but now at this point, I don't see him willing to take a different approach to how he delivers his music or anything. I know what I'm gonna get from him, and quite honestly, I'm disappointed. Like, to me, he's living off his namesake, because he hasn't done anything to kind of push the boundaries since 2014 Forest Hill Drive. And that album came out at the end of 2014 now. We're in 2018, and he's doing the same thing still. And he has this thing to where I guess people have just given him this title of being, top 3 within this new era of artists now. Of course, there's like Drake, Kendrick, and then they just put J. Cole in there. But I'm sorry, I'm not keeping him in that spot. In my honest opinion, in terms of relevancy and just like music providing a good feeling and just being able to enjoy it and having it be fun, like I would definitely listen to Future over J. Cole any day. And I'm college educated, very in tune with the world and what's going on, all of that. But there comes a time when I have to separate myself from all the negativity and the problems within the world. And I feel like J. Cole is like engulfed in it, and that's the only thing he wants to share with his listeners, with his audience, is everything that's wrong with the world. Like even with in his last album, For Your Eyes Only, it was the most depressing thing I ever heard. Like I didn't understand how he seriously thought that that was acceptable. And then to come back with this, yeah, he had a couple of more upbeat tempo songs within this album. However, he has a real condescending tone towards his own audience in the terms of, we don't need to be doing this, that, and the other. You need to be doing this, that, and that. Okay, J. Cole, that's fine. I totally understand, you know, being a role model, trying to influence your listeners to do the right thing rather than the wrong thing. But I don't believe you have any kid fans. Like all of your fans, like the majority of your audience are adults. Like, because you've isolated yourself from like new listeners that are coming up in the world, because like you have this stigma attached to you where you're like super depressing and too political. It's just not fun. And music should have fun elements within it. And I don't think he's offering that right now. Like, and it's just so frustrating because he is a great artist and I do enjoy his music, especially his past music. But over the last 3 albums that he's made, 2014, Forest Hill Drive being great, not taking anything away from that. But in terms of sticking to the same formula, I believe he's just grown stale. I'm quite honestly tired of it. And, you know, I was just expecting more. Well, I'm not even gonna say I was expecting more from this album. I was hoping that he would have taken a different approach and just got back to, you know, just having fun, just making good music. I know he's always been into social commentary and, you know, providing a perspective that is of an educated mindset and all of that, but, you know, it's just boring, quite honestly. And I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. I just had to get that off my chest because it's been a popular argument, popular discussion amongst my friends, my coworkers. But I just had to voice my opinion on the matter. You know, I hope J. Cole finds peace in his life and he's happy, because I sure cannot tell throughout his music.